we will try to see if we got it. Yes, it says we're live. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Let's go back here. We'll pick up the chat again. Pause that. Pop out this chat. We should be good to go. See if we got any chatters. Maybe Matthew will pop back in. What?
I think it's back on.
Yeah, it should be on Twitch and everything, so it takes a few minutes for people to get on in. Shows RPGrinders. I'm on with Eric RPG.
Yeah.
This is Frank. We are good to go. Fairy, welcome. Nice to have you here. Should be a couple more people joining you on the old YouTube here in a second. This is a video game podcast. Fairy, appreciate you stopping in. It's not for everybody, you know. So, but yeah, Fairy says, Bernie.
Fairy! I love you.
Yeah, Bernie's in studio today, so you know, just in
We
case.
have a hidden fourth co-host.
Did we what?
Have a hidden fourth co-host.
Yeah, we had 4 at one point, didn't we, Eric?
Yeah.
I think we did. Bernie filled in nicely for you last week, Eric. So, you know, it was really, really nice. All right, we're waiting for our good friend Breakman to join. We're going to have a fantastic show for everybody today. A medium amount of news. I'm going to have a review for an old school horror movie. Eric, did you have any, reviews this week?
Oh yeah, I do actually.
All right.
But I'm kind of debating whether or not I should do one of them because like Break hasn't watched the series yet, and I kind of want him to double tag team with me.
Which series?
Dragon Ball Daima.
Oh well, let him catch up on that, Eric.
Yeah, he has to get around to actually watching it though.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll do it until the dub's finished.
Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe hold off on it. You could just do a preview, you know, quick preview of it, and but we're gonna have a lot of fun today.
He still needs to watch Superhero too.
Yeah. All right.
Even though that has nothing to do with Daima, but it's like one of the things he could have taken care of. I think it is streaming now.
Yeah, cool.
Or rather, it has been. But
we're gonna talk tariffs today, and stinkos and sweetos. That's gonna be fun. Hey, Fairy.
I can't remember what I wanted to review though.
Hey, Fairy. Tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow, Fairy, you're going to want to tune in to the MLH channel. I know you will. It's going to be fun. Bernie and Flea are going to be joining me at the Denver Org tomorrow. So that should be a ton of fun. We might run into Bitter Moon, Fairy. What do you think about that, Bernie? What if you see Bitter Moon over there, are you going to do or say anything?
Bitter stench?
You're going to say that?
No, I'm too nice. You know I
You're
won't.
too nice.
I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah, well, no, you just leave it up to me. I just don't want any BS to happen, you know. It's not going to happen on my end.
she's a wicked person.
Oh, well, you know.
Not a nice person.
No, not really. Well, that's been proven. You know, she's just definitely not a nice person. Don't know if I like that MLH guy, Fairy says. Better back off. Better back off, biatch. No, I'm glad I'm going to have other cameras there, Fairy, because my fear is that, and I can say it here, nobody comes over here, you know. My fear is that that she's going to, you know, try to say that I pushed her or I hit her or something. If I got, you know, 3 camera angles of an idiot lying, then I'm good, you know.
I did not hit her. I did not.
I did not.
Oh, hi, doggy.
I did not. What did he say? Oh, hi, Mikey, or whatever.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah. Oh, hi, Mark. I've never seen that movie, but I saw the movie about it. Hold on. Hold on. after. Yeah, a lot of people. I'm in high demand, Eric, lately especially. A lot of BS going on the other
I
channel.
feel like The Room was watched by David Cage, and David Cage basically just emulated The Room unintentionally because it's like Wasao doesn't understand how people work.
Yeah.
And David Cage doesn't understand how people work either.
Yeah. Perry says, I'm not touching you.
It's just like David Cage has a somewhat better understanding, just not much better.
Darn it. Perry's not touching me, Bernie.
Why? I will touch you.
Well, that's cool, but I want other people to touch too. No. Get away from me.
Let me get in there.
No. It's not hot tub. Go away. Go away, Bernie.
You can't push.
I'm going to kick you out of studio.
You can't push my arm away because it's broken.
I am going to kick you out of this studio, Bernie.
You couldn't do that.
I can kick you right on out of here.
Don't grab your butt.
No, Bernie, stop.
Did I hear toilet?
No toilet. It's just Bernie trying to grab my ass. Get out of here.
I like the butt.
Get out.
Oh, I heard toilet humor. Toilet hijinks.
Toilet hijinks. Man, it's already 5:02. Where's break, man? Hold on. Let's see if break is in the. Don't encourage her, Fairy, at all. Not cool at all.
And Xenoblade X comes out next week.
Xenoblade X. All right.
As much as I want to play Assassin's Creed Shadows, I don't think it's going to be worth $60 or $70. I think that's how much they're selling it for.
Yeah. Hey, Fairy. I got a serious question for you, actually. Do you know how to? Do you know how to use Discord?
Yes.
Do you not? You know how to use Discord, Bernie?
No, I know. I was saying Fairy's gonna say yes.
Oh,
Bernie knows how to create Discord.
Maybe I don't know anything about Discord. I created one thing for Streets LA's channel, but I didn't understand it at all.
You don't understand this?
No, but we're gonna have to use Discord, Bernie.
Well,
So,
you better learn.
oh, okay, good, Fairy. I need a crash course on Discord,
See,
please.
I told you she knew how to do it.
Well,
I
you were right,
knew
Bernie.
it.
Calm down.
Yay, Fairy.
Yeah, I need a crash course on it, Fairy. If I could, if you would be so kind to maybe, I don't know, either tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know if you're busy. If I could just get a quick tutorial on Discord, and maybe you can, maybe I can get you on a private StreamYard, and then you can kind of show me the ropes, maybe, if that's okay with you, because I desperately need it for this show, and I'm gonna need it for probably the other channel as well. So, let's see if Break is in the chat. I tried. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Users in chat. Nope, it's just Eric and myself. Call me and help me. Yeah. Well, could you? Could we do like I said, like a private dealio, like on like a private. Hey, Freak 5, nice to have you here. Him. You remember that, Bernie? Him. Him. That's a. You ever see Married with Children? A 9 Discord channel. Okay, cool. Because I know nothing about Discord, and I'm gonna have to use it for this particular.
I'm gonna at least figure out how to
channel.
set my Discord channel, and then from there, I guess I can figure out how to get people on a call.
Him. Fairy. You see that episode, Fairy? I put out a post of Married with Children. It's the one where he was trying to figure out that song and he couldn't figure it out for the life of him. He goes to this record store where the guy knows every song, even by one what do they say, one note, and and he goes like everybody's doing it, and they're like, and he's like, oh yeah, that's U2, aisle 3. You know, he knows all the spots, and then Al Bundy finally gets up after waiting this long line, and he's like, him, and he's like, never heard of it.
What was the song?
I don't know. It's like Go With Him or something. I don't know. Yeah. Him. Who the fuck is this? Ferry, you might like this. I guess I'm under McBoogerton's skin.
Why? What
I'll let you see a message. Hey, Ferry, I'll have to tell you about this later, but let me just, I don't want to say who this is, but it's funny as fuck. Oh, man, I'm really under his skin. Who cares? I don't give a shit. We're just waiting for Breakman to jump on in. I don't know what's going on. If he's not here in about 5, we will get started. Freak 5, how are you, sir? I've seen all of them, Ferry says.
That's funny.
You see that? It's funny as
I know who
fuck.
that is.
I can't say right now. I don't have that number saved. I can't say it right now, but I think you know, but
Oh.
it's yeah.
Oh, they sent you the link.
Oh, I love it. Oh, he's live right now.
Should I click on it? Should I click on it?
No, hold on. He's losing his shit. Probably manic. Maybe high on meth. If you haven't seen his Streamer Wars video, let me know. I'll link it. He's so working for Scientology. He's doing everything to kill the movement. Fuck him. Whatever. I am wet. It is raining. I remember that episode of Married with Children. I am wet. It is raining. Freak 5 says.
Freak
Yes,
is
Freak.
wet.
Huh?
Freak is
That was a
wet.
line from the show, I think.
It's a line from the show.
Oh.
From Married with Children, Bernie.
I didn't watch that show that much.
You're funny.
Yeah, it's fun. It's stupid humor, but you know. Are you on Twitch? Yes, Ferry, I am on Twitch. RPGrinders. If you want to go there, Freak 5's waiting for you in there. It's twitch.tv/RPGrinders. I'll go ahead and link you in here. Hopefully it works. Hold on.
Says he can.
Hold on. Twitch.tv/RPGrinders. There, I think that link will work if you just copy that link. There you go, Ferry. I am wet. It is raining. Yes, Freak 5. Freak 5, how are you, man? We're just waiting on Break to jump on in, and then we'll get started. We should have a fun show. It wasn't a line. You asked how I was doing. I am wet. Oh, he says, I am wet. It is raining. Let me look outside. Oh, look at that. It's perfectly sunny here in the Mile High City. That sucks, Freak 5. Yeah, that sucks, Freak 5. Sucks for you. Not for me. It's nice and warm and wonderful
I thought
here.
that's why he was saying it, though.
Yeah. You are exiled. No, sir. No, sir, I am not. All right. Come on, Freak 5. Come on. Come on. Come on with your bad self. Come on, Breakman. Jump on in. Water's warm. Where are you? Let me see if he's in the dealio. Think I'm going to stay home and get high. It needs updated. Yeah, I know. Barry. Sometimes that happens. Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, you work really hard, Freak 5. You know, sometimes it's okay to take that day off. You know what I mean? We're just waiting for Break. I don't know what's going on. I think we're gonna get started, and then when Break comes on in, well, I think he does this on purpose, just to purposely stay away from
News.
We're gonna get started here, Eric. All right, here we go. Let me hit record here. And welcome everybody to RPGrinders episode 817. We got Ferry in the chat. What's up, Ferry and Freak 5? Eric, we're calling Breakman as we speak. Eric, how are you?
I'm fine.
Breakman the Bold should be here too. Breakman, how are you?
I'm here.
Yeah.
My stomach's been kind of queasy all day, to be honest with you.
Are you not
That's
feeling
how
too
I
good,
was
buddy?
last week.
Jesus Christ, you got. I
Must
think
be going around.
you guys are kissing each other.
I'm not. I mean, I went to the store and stuff like that. Like, I've been out of the house. My stomach's just been like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm not letting it stop me. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear
I'm
you.
surprised I'm not like that again this week because I've been eating stuffed crust pizza 3 days in a row because I got stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut for dinner on Wednesday, and then I ate the leftovers yesterday, and then I found out Domino's had their own, so I had to compare the two.
And
I think Domino's edges out over it.
wow.
Yeah, what's the other one?
Pizza Hut.
I like
Pizza Hut.
I like Pizza Hut. I don't know. I really
old
like.
school Pizza Hut. Like they changed the recipe 20 years ago or something like that, and it was never the same for me.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I think I think it's
I don't like the way Pizza Hut does theirs because mine was barely baked. It felt like they just quickly threw it in the oven and took it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a big Pizza Hut fan, but man,
I
any
don't
of
hate
it.
Pizza Hut. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd eat it. I'm not saying no to it.
You son of a bitch! Don't you say a bad word about Pizza Hut, you son of a bitch! I'm just kidding.
It's okay.
I'm just kidding, man. Hey, nice to have you here, Break. How was your week, man?
Pizza Hut will never be as good as the local.
Break, man.
I don't buy local often though because it's typically more expensive. Because if you want good pizza, you have to pay more.
Yeah. Well, you know what you don't have to pay for, Eric? The news.
RPG news.
All right, Eric, you're up.
All right, this is from RPG site. Square Enix has updated the mobile versions of Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters with classic font, PGM, and 1.2.0 options. So this is for the iOS and Android. Basically, the Steam updates came out and got these editions, but the mobile versions did not. And the console versions still don't, but I'm guessing they'll be coming later. But anyways, they added things like job level boost to Final Fantasy 3. If you wanted to just, instead of having a level in the guild boost, there's also now a job boost. That'd be good if you're just trying to level up a job really quickly.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah, that is nice.
And then there's made adjustments to the branching conditions for the Sid event in Final Fantasy 6, which I guess they're basically saying you don't have to try as hard as you do to save Sid's life when you try to feed him fish.
Freak 5 is exiled, you son of a bitch. Ferry says, yuck, what do you got against pizza, Ferry? What's wrong with you?
And then there's font type options that let you play with a different classic font. It still doesn't look as good as what some of the mods have done to the PC release of the game. Because like one of the mods actually the bomb ring,
son of a bitch.
They called it the bomb ring, even though it's supposed to be called a cardinal. The cardinal signet, which is basically it's not supposed to allude to what it actually does, because the whole point of it being delivered to the village of Mist is that it would immediately activate.
Yeah.
But if you know it's called the bomb ring, why would you take it to a village?
Right. All right. I'll let you slide, Ferry. Marinara is not for everybody, but maybe you could do Alfredo. I don't know.
Maybe they misread it. Maybe they read it as this ring is the bomb.
But then there's some UI improvements and controls, and I guess some things weren't responding correctly in certain conditions. But
in other words,
there are bugs with achievements that have been fixed.
In other words,
because I think the iOS and Androids have their own Apple achievement system.
Yeah, in other words, stuff they should have fixed before the game came out. Eric, stuff.
Eventually, at least they eventually fixed it.
Yeah, I know, but still. All right, let's move on to the next story.
Right, games aren't done until 2 years after they're released.
I know. All right, break.
Coming to us live from RPG site, enter Magnolia Bloom in the Mist 1.10 update brings in boss rush mode, new game plus, and more.
Yeah, you know what?
Publisher. What?
I was gonna say, you know what? Freak 5 was saying. I should have saved a news story with words that you couldn't pronounce if you didn't if you got here later.
Gotcha.
Go ahead,
Yes,
break.
I see how it is. Let me see here. Publisher
Later, Perry.
Binary Haze
Thank you.
Interactive and developer AdGlobe and Livewire. Developers. Sorry, my bad. Released a new update for this game. I guess it's out now. So it's out for Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and Steam.
Right.
New features: test your skill by challenging new boss rush mode, boss rematch feature, carry over your progress and explore harsher world with the new game plus. There's also a set of logic to skill equipment relics to easily switch between equipments. Add new gallery items and costumes obtainable by spinning fragments. I guess that's a new thing.
Yeah, fragments like unlock things like a video, photo galleries and stuff like that.
Oh, so it's like the mini medals from Dragon Quest then?
Not really, because you get a ton of them throughout the game.
Oh, okay.
You just get them from fighting enemies, but like, you get like a kind of a pitiful amount from normal enemies. So having a chance to where you fight bosses to get more is a good thing.
Okay. So it sounds like they use it like it's gold, sort of. Then
it's kind of like a separate currency for the game's actual in-game currency.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's some bug fixes, and that's it.
Oh,
so.
Cool. I was gonna say, Breakman. Before I forget, can you download? Do you know how to use Discord, Breakman?
I've never used it.
We're gonna have to use it. So I think it's the best alternative. So get Discord, mess around with that a little bit. I don't know much about it. Ferry's gonna help me on Sunday with Discord, so I can we can test it out in the near future. Because in May, fucking Skype is gonzo. So
Yeah.
and I'm not getting I'm not getting Teams at all. So fuck Windows. Windows sucks, man. All right. Next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. No Rest for the Wicked. The Breach update launches on April 30th. Biggest update yet. Let's see.
Kind of weird that like this and Hades 2 have gotten big updates, but they're still in early access.
Yeah. I'll just look over here. It looks, it looks like a really refined version of Diablo, sort of like Souls and Diablo. Well, I know we say that quite often, but this game looks really, really good, really pretty. But actually, this is more like Dark Souls, but with an isometric type of view. Okay, Discord is easy to use. Freak5 says. I hope so. Mouths to feed. All right, key announcements. Moon Studios is now fully independent. Oh, that's cool. The Breach. Okay, blah, blah, blah. About The Breach. New story and areas, expanded combat and builds, replayability enhancements, revamped systems, hardcore mode, visual and performance upgrades, and then they go into what's coming up next. So there you go. If you're a fan of the game, they're looking like they're the game looks good. Looks really, really pretty. Very, very visually, aesthetically pleasing. So there you go. All right, Eric, next story, please.
Next story is Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Sorry, I got that wrong.
Yeah. Squeal like a pig.
1.2 update now is available with Steam Workshop modding support, so people can finally do mods for the game. And let's see, there's now a barber mode. I guess you could change the style of your hair.
Yeah, your hair and your beard. Gonna have a beard now. Yeah.
And then there's probably a bunch of fixes for the game as well.
Squeal like a pig. Squeal. Deliverance, you know. I got that reference, Breakman. That was very, very good.
But I kind of want to play the game, but like the PlayStation 4 never got a PS5 version, and the Xbox version never got like a Series X updates to allow 60 FPS. And you can't just run the PS4 version on a PS5 and get 60 FPS that way, because I think it's a capped frame rate.
Well, that sucks. Why is it only 30 FPS?
And they never went back and did anything about that.
I remember playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I didn't have any issues with it. I would like to play it at 60 FPS, though. You know. Not Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one. Kingdom Come, whatever they called it. It's good.
But I don't know. Maybe once I get my gaming rig, I'll finally play the Steam version.
Yeah, it's a good game. Have you ever played Kingdom Come, Breakman?
No, I don't think so.
It's an RPG, but it doesn't have like magic or dragons or any of that stuff. But it's
or if it does, it has yet to show them, and they'll be very minimal in relation to everything else that's going on.
Yeah, it's just
I think a realistic RPG would be interesting.
It is.
One where you're not using magic and shit like that. It's just
that's Kingdom Come, the first game. Breakman. Okay. Yeah, you should check it out. It's actually really interesting. It's kind of a historical, semi quasi historical take, like a medieval sort of thing, and it's actually really good. It's kind of hard, but it's a lot of fun. Just no magic, and like you said, like a realistic one. So there you go. All right, let's see who did this one.
I thought you did.
I think I did.
I think it's Break's turn again.
Oh, okay. Coming to us live from RPG site. Cooking action RPG Town of Zaz revealed for PC Steam during Humble Showcase. Cooking action RPG.
Yeah.
Okay. Studio Pixano and Humble Games revealed Town of Zaz. What the hell? What the?
Kneel before Zaz.
Yeah, kneel before Zaz.
Kneel before Zaz.
Yeah.
Town Zaz is joining. It has you joining Ito, returning to his family's farm and restaurant in an adventure featuring cooking, action, combat, and more. Okay, whatever.
I don't know if I like the cooking aspect, but the action and the monsters looks pretty good. And you can make chicken tacos in it, which is really good.
I just think mini game and stuff like that, and I just think like the cooking is usually going to be like the mini game, or it's going to be like Zelda, where it's kind of a little bit tedious,
I don't know. Break. I'm kind of looking at, and I can see the concept. Like you go around like gathering food and stuff, like chickens. You have to actually I guess kill the chickens, and it turns up like chicken legs or whatever, and then it'll tell you like you can make chicken tacos now, and then you make them and then eat them. And I don't know if that builds up your stats or whatever.
Probably like Rune Factory, where it's all automatic anyway.
Maybe.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad, man. I mean, I wouldn't mind giving it a go.
Yeah, it just feels like as long as it's not like what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Let's see. Whose turn is it? Mine. Okay. This comes to us from the stupid big time fucking Xfinity ad. RPGsite.net. Atelier
and beyond.
Yeah. Atelier Yumiya demo coming March 16th for all platforms. New gameplay trailer released. Free demo will include the prologue and early main game quest.
Sunday's a weird day for a demo.
Yeah, let's take a look at the gameplay here of Atelier Yuma. Wow, it's really pretty comparatively speaking to the other Atelier games. Very bright. The battles.
Yeah, which is why you absolutely should not play this game on the Switch, because it can't handle it.
Yeah, it's looking really, really good. Scotoma, welcome. Nice to have you here. He says, "Bam."
Oh, yeah, this is gorgeous. You're right.
It's really pretty, man. Like this is not
like. Make a Switch 2 version at some point in the future.
I'm wondering, Eric, do you think I can play this without playing any of the other Atelier games?
Yeah, it doesn't have any connection to the other ones.
Okay, because
Is there a
this.
way you think that they could upgrade these, like upres them when Switch 2 comes out?
No, they'll probably just make a Switch 2 port. It'll be
Okay.
too,
To get more
There's been too many compromises made to the Switch version that just getting it. You'd have to get texture updates, and that's something that the Switch version itself might not have. It would just be easier to make a whole new port.
Yeah, don't get it on Switch. Freak Five says, I thought the Redneck edition was called Kingdom Come in Your Sister. Oh man, Freak Five in rare form. Okay, Eric, next story.
Next story is Glory of Heracles 3 is coming to mobiles.
Ugh, God damn it!
What?
I don't want it to come. I want it to come to like the Switch or PS5 or something.
Wait, it's a mobile port coming to PC.
Okay. So there's hope yet.
But no word on whether or not it'll be localized at all, because Gmode typically just does Japanese only releases.
It looks looks cool.
Maybe somebody will be interested if they'll localize it. Yeah. But Glory of Heracles is a series of RPGs, and they're fun. From what I've read about them. Yeah, they started out on the Famicom, and then they got the first two got remade on the Super Famicom, and then they made 3 and 4 on the Super Famicom, and then I don't think there was a Glory of Heracles game until the DS, which did get localized, but I never got around to playing that either.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on that, Eric?
Nope.
All right, Breakman, you get the honor of the last story.
Coming to us live from Nippon Ichi Software. Coming to us live from RPG site, Nippon Ichi Software reveals multiple game projects, including new RPGs codenamed Curse and Kyorin. Kyorin? It's Kyorin. I'm going Kyorin.
Okay.
Kyorin.
No, it's Kyorin. Nippon Ichi Software helped the Untitled what? Steam, where they revealed numerous new game projects in the works. Okay. What? Curse, one of the most relevant titles revealed for us, is a dark dungeon RPG codenamed Curse for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and the Switch. The player will assume the role of an adventurer who will be tasked to rescue a town surrounded by curses while exploring dungeons with secret treasures. But even inside the dungeons, the player can also get inflicted by curses from the likes of enemy attacks and treasure box traps.
So it sounds like a dungeon crawler.
Yeah, sounds like it. However, while the curses obviously come with debuffs for the player, there will also be high-risk, high-reward situations where you can return to the town while retaining the curses to have those purified, and in turn, making the protagonist grow much stronger. Yeah. Kylo Ren, the other closely relevant project that we have codenamed
Kylo Ren.
Misfortune Chaos, is an action RPG for the PS5 and the Switch. It won't be out until next year. This one also has the most profound relation to the Disgaea series, as the team will include Takehito Harahata as the character designer and Tenpei Sato as the composer. Shunsuke Minowa.
Shinsuke.
What'd I say?
Shinsuke.
I made that way more harder than this. Minowa? Is that right? Who else?
I don't know.
I'm just moving on. Who worked in Disgaea 7, and he will be the person in charge of the game's development team. Disgaea references don't stop there. The gameplay systems for this project will also have elements from the company's flagship series, which include 4-digit levels and 9-digit damages. The players will become a mercenary tasked to beat multiple monsters while befriending some of them in the process, with a gigantic boss lying in wait at the end of each stage. The befriended monsters can also be utilized as additional weapons by the protagonist. There is actually one more. There's one more description, but there's a few more titles they announced. Shinigami Hymen. Shinigami. Even though the following
title, by the way,
Hime is not completely an RPG. It is still very closely related to the two titles we have covered before. The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince, and The Cruel King and the Great Hero. The project, named the Deaf Goddess Princess, is what it translates to, is slated to become an action adventure in sometime 2026 for the PS5 and Switch. However, the artwork below may totally bring the aforementioned two titles to mind. This is exactly because Sayaka Oda, who worked on both games, is also the character designer for this new project. In addition, Kento Jobana, okay, not banana.
I like how it breaks second guesses himself. Even
I
when he's
know
right the
you
first
did
time.
great, dude, and you just second guess yourself, man. Kento Jobana.
Okay, is working on a story for that game, which will revolve around the library collecting picture books that feature the transformations of multiple girls who have got overwhelmed by traumas.
Have you ever heard the song that name was derived from? Kento Jobana. Dun, 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 Jobana. You know, so I don't know. Go ahead, Freak. Freak. I'm looking at Freak's comments in chat. Go
the
ahead,
other
Freak.
games announced were Furakai 5, a motorcycle travel-based visual novel. So why am I talking about
Rocky.
Furaraki.
Furaraki.
Yeah.
As he just said. It'll be out for the PS5, PS4, and Switch. This year, it's going to be on July 31st. Gobble, a side-scrolling action coming to PS5 and Switch in 2025, and I know I pronounced that right, god damn it. Rinzu, Chain Curse.
Actually,
I don't think Furaiki's going to be localized because the other four weren't.
Yeah.
Well, this is also a horror novel, and this is for the PS4, Switch, and
I will have you know
PS5.
that you mispronounced that game. It's called Gobble. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. Let me get caught up on chat. Freak5 says, anyone see the lunar eclipse last night? And then he's exiled. And then Skodoma is exiled as well. You both are sons of
I did
bitches.
not see it because I actually went to bed at 7 because I was tired as fuck because of the stinko I'm going to mention later.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
it's that plus work has been grinding me to the bone.
Yeah. He's old and it happened late. How dare you, Freak5? No, we couldn't see it last night because it was super cloudy. Frank is as old as the moon. He doesn't care to have to remind. How dare you sons of bitches? Breakman. You're something else, man. Okay. Any homie discounts, guys? At all?
Yes, I have that.
All right. What?
I have the PS Plus Extra Games / Premium Games catalog for this March.
All right.
Okay. So if you're on the extras tier, the games for this month are UFC 5 for the PS5, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown for PS4 and 5, Captain Tsubasa: Rise of the New Champions for PS4, Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation Code Fairy for PS4 and 5, Arcade Paradise. This is just the extra games so far. Bang on Balls Chronicles for PS4 and 5. You Suck at Parking for the PS4 and 5. Siberia: The World Before for the PS4 and 5. But the premium games are the most interesting because these are eventually going to be sold on the store after they leave their premium status for like the month. But aside from Arcade Paradise VR, which is PSVR 2 game, there's Armored Core Project Phantasma, and Armored Core Master Arena.
Interesting. All right.
And they'll be available on Tuesday.
Very cool. Very, very cool. I just want to say that Freak5 is exiled, and Skodoma really knows how to work Twitch. He's got the Pac-Man symbols going. That's badass. So
it says here at the bottom, though, it's worth noting that the Sony will cut PS4 games from its PlayStation Plus Essentials monthly games and the game catalog from January 2026 to focus solely on PS5. By that point, I think PS4 will be done as a platform, so I don't see the problem with this.
There's no
unless
problem.
It's like an older re-release. Because like some games do leave the catalog and they can come back. But that's the only time I would see it happening.
Yeah. Breakman is exiled, son of a bitch.
What did I do?
And he made a great comment, so I'll take that exile back. He says, Breakman says, you suck at driving, also known as driving in Florida. Yes. Okay. Let's see, what else do we got here?
I'm talking about the extra tier, though. Yeah, if you're on Essentials, though, yeah. All the PS4 games they could ever do will be done, and they won't do it anymore.
All right. Anything else on homie discounts? Do you have any homie discounts, Break?
No.
All right. Let's move on to
Inquiring minds want to know.
Breakman. What have you been playing, sir?
A little bit of Dragon's Dogma. I just completed a couple more quests. I haven't really gotten like I love the gameplay, but the story is so I don't give a shit.
What game?
Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah. I don't think they cared about the story in the first game that much.
Yeah, I don't think they did either. So it's like, so I don't really. I've done very little as far as progressing it along. I just mostly go off hunting like monsters and shit, like large monsters, like it's Monster Hunter. It's just I'll get around to doing the plot eventually, but it's just it's so boring.
Yeah.
And, like Eric said, I don't think they tried. But I probably played the most this week was
I don't think they tried for 2 either, but I think they tried harder, at least.
I hope they tried harder. I really, really hope they tried harder because it's a fun game to play. Like the fighting, the combat's great. It's the story. And the other one's Vampire Survivors. I think I've pretty much unlocked all the characters and so actually, no, what? I take that back. There were a bunch of new characters. I just it revealed to me that I need to unlock now. So
Yeah.
every time I think I'm about done with the game, it throws something else at me.
That's a sign of a good game, right?
I know Vampire Survivors is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
It wasn't a game I was not looking for this type of game, but it is so fucking fun. It is.
Yeah.
If you haven't played Vampire Survivors, you've got to.
It's almost like a guilty pleasure in a way, huh?
Yeah.
Break? Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a hard game to play, but it can be a harder game to master, like especially on the harder levels. But yeah, it's easy to play. It's a one-handed game, and just it's fun. I don't know how else to explain it. It's sort of like Robotron and Gauntlet were combined into this mesh of awesomeness.
Yeah. Skodoma says, "High on Life is pretty fun." It sure is, Skodoma.
I think you two are talking about the same.
Oh, he's talking about a video game. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, there's a game called High on Life.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I was just I thought he was meaning something else. All right. Anything else, Break, that you've been playing?
The new Halo update's out. It's a pretty fun update, but there's nothing special to it as far as like didn't add any new weapons or anything.
The fact that they keep adding stuff to that game is actually kind of fascinating, Break. You know, it's really cool.
Especially because they're making it not very secretive that they are not happy with it and they're moving on. So
yeah. Well,
they're still adding stuff, which is cool, but they've not announced what the next thing is going to be yet. But they've been heavily saying like it's not what we wanted. It's not doing the sales we needed, and we gotta move on and stuff like that. Because they originally planned it to be this 10-year thing, but like we've talked about many times, they released the game fucking too early.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. Well, I did hear that they're gonna start releasing Xbox games on the PlayStation. So
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think that is good. I like.
Well,
that.
I think Indiana Jones: The Great Circle comes out on the PS5 in a couple months.
Yeah, that's gonna be the first one, and then I think the Gears collection is gonna be next.
And Forza 5.
Forza is gonna be there.
I'm sick of console exclusivity. I've said this many times. Like it's stupid to have to go buy a specific system to play a specific game. If it doesn't need like a different type of hardware, you know what I mean? If it needs like a VR headset, that's different.
No,
I think the physical release of Hi-Fi Rush came out last year, maybe.
Oh, that's right.
And they've been working with Nintendo for a while now. Like,
yeah.
You know.
So
some
people speculate Halo is going to come to the Switch too.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That would be one
Like,
that could
maybe a
translate.
Master Chief Collection.
Master Chief Collection, I could see that coming to the Switch too.
Yeah, I could see that too. I think it actually is a smart move because Microsoft is lagging big time in sales on their. I think the play is they're just going to work on software. They're going to become Sega. You know how Sega just.
One of their big problems is their own self.
Yep.
And because a lot of Xbox gamers play on the PC.
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, Microsoft is their own worst enemy. Like they said, there's no console war. Sony won it. We don't care.
Well, Sony and Nintendo.
But they obviously cared, or they wouldn't have mentioned it. But still, as they said, Sony's won. But I think Nintendo won a long time ago.
And I kind of hear tell that the Switch 2 is kind of beefy. I can't wait to see the direct on that because from
April 2nd.
Yeah, April 2nd. And
I want to talk
They
about
did it specifically on the 2nd because they didn't want people thinking it was April Fool's joke.
Yeah, and that's good of them because it would have been.
Are we gonna do a free call later? Because I want to talk about the Switch too.
You know what? We could do that. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do that instead of what is it? Driver seat or yeah?
No, we're just gonna do driver seat next week then. Both of us.
Yeah, I think so. But because I think we do need to talk about the Switch 2 in anticipation of that thing, Eric. And
we're gonna do speculation on what the launch cadence will be.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, Eric, what have you been playing, sir?
I just been playing Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. It has a subtitle, but I don't remember quite what it was. Because like it's the subtitles for both the games combined, and it's like I can't remember which one came first. But anyways, I cleared the first game and I'm on the second game, and then got to the midpoint where you finally get access to your headquarters.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to play much this week because yesterday was one day where I just went to bed super early because I was super tired. So it's like, and the other days I've been watching like a bunch of videos and I haven't had much time to play a game afterwards because of that.
Yeah.
But I watch a lot of YouTube. Mainly about game history, like Neo Geo Paradise or Neo Geo Generation, which is basically the PC 88 and PC 98 Paradise version of Basement Brothers video series.
Yeah.
But it's for Neo Geo.
Yep.
But anyways, I played Evil West a little bit because I thought about playing it before it left Game Pass tomorrow. It's leaving tomorrow. And I figured, yeah, I'm going to play this game, but I don't want to really play it right now. Because it feels like it's a game that I wouldn't mind paying for, but it has to be like in the $10 to $15 range.
Yeah.
Absolutely not worth $50.
No, but it is worth like.
It is janky as fuck, because like, it's like, what if we made a Gears of War game, but the primary mode of combat was melee instead of shooting?
Yeah. And
all the clunkiness that implies.
Yeah. Because
there's no hard lock-on mechanisms and enemies will gang up on you, and it's not suited for that at all.
Yeah.
At least there's a dodge function, but the dodge function's also kind of jank.
Yeah.
And you could do a parry maneuver of sorts because you'll kick the enemy, and it's actually pretty good at interrupting them, but like you have to time it correctly, otherwise like the enemy will still get a hit in.
Yeah, it's good.
And so what I do is like I ended up going after the weaker enemies first and just getting them out of the way, and you can use them as catapults to launch them into other enemies, but it's kind of hard to target with it because the targeting mechanisms lose, like I said.
Yeah.
But you could play, I think it was one of the PS Plus free games.
Yep.
One. So I play it that way if I wanted to later.
Yeah, that's how I because I didn't buy that game, but it's always on
I kind
sale.
of wanted to get a couple achievements, so maybe I'll buy it on Xbox later where it's like super cheap.
Yeah, it's on PlayStation for fairly cheap all the time. You can get it for like $10-15, Eric. Like it's not that expensive. All right, anything else you played, Eric?
That's it.
All right, I'm still gathering Koroks, so that's what I'm doing. Tears of the Kingdom. So very boring, I know, but
Gotta go after that golden shit.
I am. I'm getting it. But you know what? There's some of the Koroks I just can't find at all. Like I even looked on a map and they're just nowhere to be found. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, this is ridiculous. So I'm just gonna find what I can find, and then I'm gonna go on that map and I'm just gonna find
You
them.
can pull up videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull videos and whatever it takes at the end. They gang the fuck up on you like yeah.
I think maybe what's happening is that the map's giving you a slightly imprecise location, so being able to actually hone in on them is difficult.
Yeah, I'm marking them as I go. Where I think they are and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just going around finding what I can find. When I get too frustrated, then it's all map time but I've been doing pretty good at finding them.
It's too bad that the game doesn't let you use the Pura pad to like basically track them like you can certain other things.
Yeah, but you got a mask that I got. I got the Korok mask, so it's slightly easier to find them. So there you go. Scotum is exiled, son of a bitch. Let's go on to reviews.
RPGrinders reviews.
All right. Breakman, did you have a review this week? And you're exiled, Breakman, you son of a bitch.
What? Wait, what? I came to your defense.
Oh, you called him a dick. I see.
Yeah.
I thought you said you were like saying I was sucking dick.
I was like that. Like, oh, that's dick. I was taking up on your side.
I know. Okay, I'm sorry, Breakman.
This is why we don't defend you, Frank.
I know. I'm a son of a bitch. I should exile
we
myself.
Get thrown under the bus.
I should just exile myself, right, Breakman?
Oh, okay, at this point.
Okay. All right, reviews. Breakman, anything?
I could, but we've got enough stuff to talk about. So.
All right. Eric, you have a review.
Yeah, I reviewed Cyborg 009 Call of Justice. I originally intended to watch this before it left Netflix, but I didn't have time to do that, so I just went on the high seas and did it that way.
Yeah.
And this is the latest entry in the storied animated adaptation saga of 009. It was originally a manga. It was created in 1964. That ran until 1981. And the anime adaptation that I'm most familiar with, because I watched Toonami, was the 2001 reboot of the series. But it's about how a group of humans that were kidnapped by this evil organization called Black Ghost and then operated on to become cyborgs, and they all have different abilities. And they escape and defeat the organization so they can reclaim their freedom. But because of their powers, and they involve themselves in various conflicts over the years and try to help save the day. And the anime goes back in the 60s as well, but I think it's they're more like OVAs / movies. I don't think there was ever an actual series until the 80s. But I want to try to watch as many of them as I can, because I found a whole bunch of episodes online. But I decided to watch this one, and it's apparently a sequel to the Cyborg movie that I haven't got around to watching. But it's also a sequel series to the anime reboot, even though it has callbacks back to the 60s show when it talks about like their flashbacks, and they even cite some of the incidents that happened in the films and such, and the various manga arcs. But this show was made by Production IG, and they had the weird decision to make it entirely in CG, which ordinarily wouldn't be a problem, but I don't think they preserved much of Shotaro Ishinomori's artwork, because the characters look pretty generic, and the budget also shows that they didn't invest a lot into the special effects, because a lot of the special effects in the show aren't that impressive. But the show itself is still a good watch. It's just not Production IG's best CG work I've seen, and they're not known for their CG, which is really, really odd. Why all of the other Ghost in the Shell shows that they've done since Arise have been CG.
Yeah.
And I didn't even bother watching Arise because I heard it wasn't very good anyway. But all the voice actors from the 2001 dub are present, I think. Maybe some of them have been changed, but I think I recognize most of them. Yeah. So if you're familiar with the 2001 show, you'll be welcome here.
All right. So what are you giving Cyborg 009, Call of Justice, Eric?
I'm going to give it a 7.5. It really felt like it was the beginning of a new series because the ending of the series kind of hints at a season 2, but I don't know if there will be one. And the show was made back in 2016, and it's been years since then.
Yeah. All right. So I am gonna do a really quick retro review of a horror movie called Witchboard. Yeah. It stars Tawny Katane of Whitesnake fame, so that was good. Seeing that red-haired vixen, who's no longer with us, R.I.P. And a couple other yahoos. One dude that was in, I think, I don't know, Guiding Light or one of those. What was it, Bernie?
I think
Days of Our Lives. Okay, one of those.
Who was it?
The blonde-haired, mulleted guy. He wore a patch on that show.
Oh, he played. That was his name. Actually, it was Patch.
Yeah.
Patch was his name?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I did not know that. But Patch, and then some other dude that can't act his way out of a paper bag. It just follows the story of a demon that was summoned by a Ouija board, as they say in the show. It's all melodramatic, dumb acting, but I think it's a ton of fun. It's worth it's worth like a mercy watch, like if it's on like cable TV or like if you see it streaming somewhere for free or something. It's I don't know. It's kind of fun. There's a couple of cool possession scenes and stuff like that. A couple of good kills. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. It's slightly above average. So if you have a chance to check it out when you can, especially for Tawny Katane. There's a nudie scene in there. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the Week.
Yeah, that Patch dude looks like a ripoff of Pliskin from Escape from New York, I think. Stephen Nichols. Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, that's what his name was. Steve Johnson, I believe. Yeah, in the show. Okay, Breakman, you have a Stinko this week.
Okay. I have a brand new one to add to the list of them, and that is Trump's latest press conference. Now he's explicitly telling his DOJ to go after the media and go after all the lawyers who went after him.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how the democracy dies. And I was adding that to the. Remember how he's deporting everybody? How could we forget? But he made a promise that he was going to start deporting people who protest.
Yeah.
Well, there's already been at least one victim. A man who is in this country legally. He has a green card. And he has a pregnant wife at home. He was a graduate student, but he was protesting against
Israel.
Yeah, thank you, Israel. As far as I can tell, there was. I read a few articles. And I didn't see that he did anything violent or anything like that. Even if he did, it would still should be like a jail sentence, not a deportation. But like, yeah, they're deporting him on suspicion of being Hamas.
Okay, and can I say something even more nefarious, Breakman, to buttress your point?
Yes.
He was taken to what they thought was a facility close by, his wife, his 8-month pregnant wife, went to find out what was going on with him. They actually took him to Louisiana, and he was like in I don't know, I think it was like New York or somewhere over on the East Coast area. Brakeman, maybe you could correct me, but that's the
It
update.
was New York. I'm not positive though.
Yeah, they took him to Louisiana, so that's really fucked up. What else you got, Break?
Yeah, we're going after the real news. We're going after lawyers who were the ones who stood up to punish Trump when he was a criminal. Always been a criminal, but anybody who basically took him to court, he's going after, and anybody he doesn't like, he is going after. And college students are on the list now. There have been several more plane crashes and helicopter crashes, and there have been, of course, more deflection. Nobody wants to take any blame for it. I mean, what did I see today? There was a plane. At least this one didn't get off the ground, but the passengers were forced out onto the wing because the inside was caught on fire.
Yeah.
So thank God it didn't get off the ground, but Jesus Christ.
Scotoma says Trump wants to make it a death penalty or life imprisonment if one kills a cop. Well, I mean, that's already in the books, depending on where you are. If you kill anybody, it's usually the punishment is life in prison or death penalty. I mean, if you do the crime, I don't have a problem with paying the penalties. I'm just highly against the death penalty for a multitude of reasons, Scotoma. But one is the fact that someone could be innocent and killed, and one innocent person killed is, to me, not worth it. So I am highly against the death penalty. I know the argument is, well, what about rapists and murderers and stuff like that? I think the proper punishment is just letting them rot in a fucking jail, which is way less expensive. Oh, unless you're a cop. Yeah, that's right, Freak 5. One kills. Yeah, unless you're a cop, then you'll get off with it. So what if you are defending yourself from a corrupt cop or unknown swatting? Yeah, that's a good point, Skonoma. Slippery slope, bro. I fully hear you.
And God knows how many cops go to wrong houses. We've seen videos of it. So we've seen numerous videos, so we know it happens more often than we see.
How about this? How about we agree to those terms, except for the death penalty, life in prison, right? Automatic, if you're found guilty. But cops also follow the same rules, and they have no qualified immunity. That's, I mean, fairness, right? Like somebody like that killed Breonna Taylor in her bed, or Kylan Lewis, or Elijah McClain, or George Floyd, or a bevy of other people that that have been killed by cop, for no fucking reason. Gardner in New York,
unarmed, and a lot of these people were obeying. They say obey commands, and the cops won't hurt you and stuff like that. A lot of people are obeying commands and they're still to get shot. Like the kid who was like, put the knife down. He puts the knife down and he stands back up, and then they shoot him.
Or the kid in Walmart that had a BB gun with him that he was.
God, that one horrifies me. I always see that video. I can't erase that video from my mind.
Or the kid in Cleveland. Kid in Cleveland that was playing in a park, and a cop runs his car into the park, and within 5 seconds takes out his gun and shoots him in the back and kills him. So that sucks.
None of those cops were punished.
Yeah, none of them, and because qualified immunity. Daredevil was great this week. Freak 5 says. Sorry, I missed that comment. Freak 5. I want to wait till that's all done, and then I'll go to the high seas to watch that. Let's see. Let's see. First Tinko, I didn't win anything in the drawings at work. That sucks, Freak 5. Okay, continue on, Breakman. I'm sorry.
Okay, sticking with immigration. If you don't think it's about cruelty, then you're wrong, and I can prove it. There's a little girl. Her family was in this country to get her medical treatment, so she had like one of those temporary visas, something like that. They were literally on the way to her appointment for brain cancer when ICE arrested them and had her deported.
Oh, well, great.
A 10-year-old girl, let me repeat this, a 10-year-old girl was on her way to her doctor for her appointment for brain cancer.
Yeah.
And ICE deported her.
Yeah. What a great thing. What else you got, Breakman? I don't even know what to say to that, man. It's getting out of control.
Yeah. Trump's tariffs, obviously, we know all that shit. I don't want to really get into that right now. It's just
That's mine, so
like,
I'll get into it. Break.
yeah, okay, we'll definitely get into that more. And Ross Ulbricht, wait, what did I write down his name for?
I don't know. Stinkos, buddy. What do you got?
No, I don't remember what I wrote this down for, but I wrote down Ross Ulbricht, and I don't know why I wrote his name down.
I don't know.
Anyway, skipping ahead here. This is how bad the Republican Party has gotten. This week, Ann Coulter was criticizing Republicans for going against the Constitution.
Ann Coulter, what?
Was criticizing Republicans for violating the Constitution. That's how far the Republican Party has gone, to the extreme right. Ann Coulter is now criticizing them.
That should be a sweeto, actually, Breakman. Like not to give her.
It's her though. Like she's like the super racist, Like she's a horrible, horrible, horrible human being. For them to like even get her like upset, it's like what? How wrong do you have to be?
You got to champion those small victories, though, Breakman. I'm telling you, man.
I've got a bunch of sweetos. I got a bunch of sweetos.
All right.
So I have to champion some small victories, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else you got?
The man who pardoned the traitors for January 6th is now calling for people to be, he's calling it treasonous for anybody who attacks Tesla vehicles. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. Tesla vehicles.
Tesla.
They're Tesla.
Yeah.
So now it's a crime to it's a treasonous crime to target a private company. To boycott them in the protest.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell to say about this. Speaking of evil people, RFK, just the shit he said this week. Oh my fucking god. He actually this week said that the vaccine is worse than the measles virus. So,
oh, wonderful.
He said you can get everything the measles virus will give you, and you don't have any of the guarantees. Whereas the measles virus, you'll get immunity for life and stuff like that. But then he's like in the same breath, like, but we need everybody to take the vaccine, to help spread immunity.
He's an idiot, no doubt.
He's making millions of dollars to say what he says. He's not an idiot. He's a monster.
Yeah, well, that too. All right, what else you got, Break?
I forgot to write down what he did, but Trump said something totally anti-Semitic, and it wasn't even a blip on the news.
Oh, this was this Chuck Schumer thing where he told it was a thing in independent media. I did see this, and I totally agree it was anti-Semitic. He called, and I'm not a fan of Chuck Schumer at all. I think he's a piece of shit.
I'll get to him. He's on my list.
Okay. But Chuck Schumer, of Chuck Schumer, Trump said that he's not a Jew. He's not a Jewish person anymore. He's a Palestinian. And that is very anti-Semitic. Okay, what else you got?
And that barely made it the major news stories, but apparently the Independent were actually paying attention.
Oh, they were, man. They were all over it. Yep.
This one actually is this one's kind of personal. I broke another screen.
What? Another screen? What?
For my screen protector for my phone. Those glass things that are supposed to be indestructible, I broke another one.
Well, I mean, that's what they're for. It's better that than your screen to your phone,
I know, but it's like the dude even gave me a discount because I bought so many.
Jesus.
Like he's like, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you again. Here's $5 off. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
Whatever. He knows I'll be back. He'll get that money right back from me.
He's like, returning customer.
The Republican Party, there's been a concerted effort that's starting on the state level and it'll go to national eventually, but they are going to, by the end of this year, they're going to do their damnedest to get marriage equality overturned.
Oh, well, that one's going to be a little tougher. That's going to take a while. And like I said, Break, just hold off for 2 years because there's some things like that I don't think are going to happen.
Well, I will say, like, this week it felt for the first time like there were really cracks in the system. But then some jackass went and ruined everything. Chuck Schumer, who decided that doing the exact opposite of what everyone wants him to do is the best thing to do.
Yeah, because he's a spineless piece of shit.
He's more afraid of the government shutting down than aiding a tyrant take over our government.
Mm-hmm.
And aiding a man who wasn't elected fire thousands of people and literally cut our government to shreds. It's insane. And he's like, well, I don't want to shut down the government. The government, like, we need the government to work. The government's not working because everybody's being fucking fired, you jackass.
Yeah, how about you just shut it down for a bit? I mean, it would be fine. It would save the United States a ton of money if you shut it down for, I don't know, 2 years till the midterms. That'd be fine.
I'm all for shutting it down.
Yeah.
Like this, it's absolutely ridiculous. Chuck Schumer, you are a piece of worthless shit. You can go fuck yourself. You're on this list.
Yeah. Hold on, real quick break before you go on to your next one. Freak 5 seconds, Cinco. I went to my son's job for dinner tonight, and they are closed for spring break. Skodoma said, "Oh, and Tucker Carlson admitted that Trump and other presidents are not really in control." I think we all knew that, Skodoma. The oligarchy, the robber barons.
What did he say about President Musk?
Oh,
because I'm pretty sure President Musk is in control.
That's pretty much what he was saying. Like, there's, the elected presidents aren't in control. Yeah.
Elected. My bad.
Yeah, the robber barons are in full. See, if this doesn't prove that the robber barons are in control, I don't know what will. I mean, it's plain as day. And we'll get to the tariffs in a minute. It's just that it was aired on CNN, Skodoma says. Yeah, see? There you go. I mean, really weird, isn't it? All right. What else you got, Break?
Okay. This one goes to local officials in Ohio. They're going to cut, as we've talked about many times, they're cutting more into the school budgets, the public schools, and then they're going to fund that. They're going to siphon some of that money over to the private schools, which we all know goes into the owners' pockets because these vouchers have been proven to be used mostly by wealthy people who are going to send their kids to private school anyway. The vast majority.
So the rich don't have to pay for their schooling.
And not only that, not only the rich not have to pay for it, the owners get paid by the government to do it. Isn't it awesome? It's great how the system works.
I had my kids go to charter school, but I mean I got like grants for them, and
there are some like I know I've been like critical of a lot of like charter schools and private schools, but there are some very, very good ones.
Yeah. Mine was really good with my kids. The cool thing that was the best thing about it is no homework, and I think that's a concept that needs to be really, really honed in on and looked at big time, because homework causes a lot of problems in family life, and it disrupts a lot of things. Do your work at school and then come home. That way you can have some family time, and the kids can be kids and not always be burdened with that huge albatross around their neck, at least at that age. Later on, it's okay to have homework, but by then you're ready for it. Go ahead, Break. Keep on.
So it's I think another billion they're going to siphon off. In the meantime, one of the things that they want to do is they want to give the Browns $600 million for their stadium.
Oh, fuck.
So while we're taking money from the poor, we're giving it to the billionaires, and now we're giving it to the billionaire sports owners as well.
Well, that's nothing new. I mean, sports teams have, like, I remember the Broncos were supplemented by a small tax increase here in Denver.
Well, the citizens of Cincinnati paid for the Bengals stadium.
Yeah.
I think we're still paying for it.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous that billionaires are making taxpayers pay for their shit.
Yeah, I agree. If you want it built, you build it, motherfucker.
Or at least give us fucking free tickets to your goddamn events.
Yeah, how about that?
If you want us to pay for it, invite us in. Like, it shouldn't be neither. Anyway, Trump is deadly serious about invading these countries. He's got the military drafting up resolutions to invade Panama as we speak.
That's a shame, because the Panamanians are a proud people.
He swears it's not the first option, and he's not going to go to it. And we know like the first option is going to try and bribe him and pay him, blackmail him, stuff like that. But he is serious when he says military actions are on the table.
There's going to be.
He's serious when he says it with Greenland too. My fear is not only, we're attacking a sovereign country, we're taking what's not ours.
Yeah. Which is
We're
nothing
taking,
new. Yeah.
right, but still disgusting. But my fear is sparking a greater conflict with some of the other countries involved, because
Yeah.
China doesn't own that waterway, despite what the Republicans want to say, but they do use that waterway too.
Yeah.
So I am afraid of a greater war sparking because of this. But if it doesn't, invading Greenland sure as hell will start a war.
Yeah, the Greenland one is more problematic. And I'll tell you why, Breakman, real quickly, because I know we're short on time.
It will start World War III. Both of these have the potential to start World War III.
Yeah, not the Panama Canal because
I think it does because of the interest of China.
Yeah,
and other countries.
no, you don't have to worry about the Panama Canal. The problem is, and it's super problematic. Those people are super passive, and they're a super important part of the world's trade economy, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. The other countries are going to be affected too.
And that's ridiculous. There's a deal with Panama with the rest of the world, and that's Panama's economy, pretty much, right? Mm-hmm. Is maintaining that canal, and everybody uses it. And it's
and Trump's whole well, we gave it to him, it's ours, we should get it back.
No.
That's basically if you give somebody a Christmas gift, you're saying that you can just go into their home and take it back if you decide you want it again.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous.
His whole reasoning is ridiculous.
What's problematic is there's probably going to be another genocide there because those people are proud and they will fight, and they obviously don't have the capability now. You may be right in a sense, Breakman, because they can appeal to what is that? The UN and other things to protect their interest, which their interest is living. Jesus Christ,
right.
But the bigger, more pressing one is the Greenland one, and I'll tell you why, Breakman, because Denmark owns Greenland, right? Mm-hmm. And Denmark.
People of Greenland have been voting and voting and voting for a while to break away from Denmark. They want their own independence. They don't want to be in part of any other country. They want to be independent.
Yeah, that's true, but that's a whole different conflict that's between them, and we should not get involved in that.
I know, but I'm saying Trump says they want to be Americans. No. The people of Greenland want their own independence.
No, that's right. They want their independence, and that's a whole different thing, and that's between them and Denmark. But right now, Denmark is the what do you say? Like how England was it's their colony, right? Basically, we own the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico is part of the United States. It's kind of like that, right? So the problem with the Greenland thing is they're part of the EU, and if you invade a sovereign country in the EU, that's pretty much declaring war. And it's going to be interesting because we'll see who aligns with who, but you're right. That is closer to starting World War III. And I don't think Russia will get involved right away because they got their hands full with the fucking Ukraine war. But you want to talk about hands full? Can you imagine going up against the entire EU? I mean maybe the EU has to make a deal with the devil, China, and China becomes our enemy, and that is something that is super scary.
A lot of people don't realize, especially Trump supporters. Trump supporters have been saying for 4 years, Biden is complicit with China. You don't understand. Trump has been pushing our allies into China's hands.
Yeah.
China has gained a lot of world influence because of Trump, not because of Biden.
Yeah. Okay, what else you got, Break?
And just one last one, and this one is off of no, it's not off the politics, but it's away from the government for a while. I remember when DeSantis and Disney were having their fight, and everybody was, and there were a lot of people on the left on the side of Disney, and I was saying, no, Disney's not these heroes that you think they are. No, I'm not rooting for DeSantis either. He's evil. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
This is one of those nobody wins situations. These are bad guys fighting bad guys. And you know how I know that? Well, there was we had I guess a few months ago, a story of how they've how they're getting rid of everything woke, quote unquote woke.
Yeah.
And one of the things they did was they took a transgender character completely out of the story plot of the new show, which was about diversity. The entire show is about diversity. The newest thing they're doing is there's the live action Lilo and Stitch movie. There is a character in there that's male who cross dresses regularly. In the live action, now it is just a guy.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, from their perspective, it's a good business move, Breakman, because they want to appeal to everybody.
I know that's what I'm saying. Disney is not our friend. They're not our ally.
No.
This is a large corporation.
They're in it for money, and that's it. All companies are, man. See, that's the problem with capitalism. I don't have a problem with free markets per se, but what I do have a problem is that it's the law that you have to make a profit, because man, oh man, some of the shady things these companies do just to make an extra penny. Skodoma says, what's problematic is Trump acting like no one will go somewhere else for goods and services as well as ditch the American dollar. And it's not like the Federal Reserve has already made our labor worth less each time they print more money. You're on the money, Skodoma. I mean, there's nothing in that statement that I disagree with, Scots. So I'll talk a little more about it when I talk about the tariff.
That's what I'm saying. Like Trump pushed people away from us, and he pushed them towards China. Like, they have a large economy. I mean, it's not as big as ours, but
you wait.
People and
you wait, buddy. I've got
I think it's only a matter of time, especially when we've gone completely backwards with the jackass in charge now.
Yep, we'll be talking about that in just a second, Skodoma. Eric, that's it, right, Breakman?
Yeah.
Okay. Eric, your stinko of the week.
Other than being sick last week and not being able to do the show with you guys,
we did miss you, buddy.
Daylight fuck you's time gets my stinko for this week, and how I'm still kind of recovering over it because I feel perpetually tired.
Yeah, daylight fuck you time is a great way of putting it, Eric, and I think that's an all-time Hall of Shame stinko. I think you guys would agree, right?
I personally want us to spring forward and stay here. I don't want us to ever fall back.
How about fall back?
I would be fine if we never, if instead we fell back and just never sprang forward. I'd be fine with that either way. Just stop fucking changing the goddamn clock.
I agree. I like the fall back version because you gain an hour, and that's like kind of a good, like, fuck you to daylight savings time, and here we go. We got an extra hour. Everybody feels better, all that.
I think that's what we should be voting on. Things like that.
Yeah, I agree.
The American people should decide whether we whether we skip forward or skip ahead an hour or skip back an hour. But from now on, no fucking clock changing.
Arizona is fucking wicked with that. That they don't have it, and it's not a thing.
They were smart.
Yeah. All right. Mine is the Trump threatens 200% tariffs on the EU. Yes, but wait for the sweeto later because there's a counter to it. You want to talk about really starting a real war? Then fuck with someone's money. It's not about land or anything like that. It's about money, Lebowski. Follow the money. So Trump has threatened 200% tariffs on EU items, varying things like champagne and other things like that. I don't want to take up too much time, but I think this falls in line with what Skodoma has said. This is pushing people already. I think it was a total of 12 countries, including Saudi Arabia, has ditched the dollar as their like standard, right? So he's fucking himself, man. The markets are tanking, and the markets, I don't give a fuck, right? I there are people that are invested in the markets, and my heart goes out to you because you're all suckers, right? Because what's going to happen is the market's going to tank to a low point, and all kinds of people are going to buy up those stocks that you eventually are going to have to just sell for pennies on the dollar. My advice, sell it all. Fuck it all. Like Freak 5 just said, another stinko looking at my 401k, lost money since January, and it's going to continue, Freak 5. I would just consider just to take the penalty and take the money and fuck that 401k. Really, seriously. I refuse
to look at it. I can't.
Yeah, and it's 401k, and guess what's next? Social Security. And at that point, I think that's when the American people need to rise up and then get out in the streets in the fucking millions. Stop working, right? Because you're working for fucking nothing. Get in the streets and fucking band together. If you have to help each other with a little bit of food here and there and shit like that, and say, fuck you, don't take away our Social Security, because that was a promise to the American people. That's what I'm going to say on that.
I think they're going to try and do it incrementally, like in small doses, so people don't notice.
No, fuck that. Even 1 penny taken away from Social Security, we all need to be in the fucking streets.
I agree with you, but I think they're going to roll it out in a way where it's just not going to get the protests that we need.
Oh, you'd be surprised, buddy. I mean, people are already on Social. Okay, my parents are on Social Security, Breakman, and they're barely making it. I mean, just barely. You know.
Yeah.
I help when I can. You know, but they are barely making it. So there's going to be tons of those people, right? You know, older, you know, elderly. It's going to be the, you know, everybody says it's going to be the younger.
My mom's on Social Security. Yeah, I understand them 100%.
Yep. Yeah. So everybody says that it's going to be the younger generation that changes all these things. Wait till you fuck with Social Security. You're going to see all these old people out on the streets. You know, just protesting. And you know what? We as a little bit younger and younger people and really young people need to band together with them, because that's the future that we're looking at right there. These poor fucking people, man. You know? So let's look at happier things here.
Dude, what does my tattoo say? Sweet!
Sweeto of the week.
Breakman, your Sweeto of the week.
I've got several, actually.
All right.
The piggyback on the stinko you just had about the 401ks. On the plus side of that, these tariffs are also hurting those fucking billionaires a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Musk especially has lost hundreds of billions of dollars.
I'm going to talk about that.
I think that is hilarious. That's great. Did you see the clip I put in the chat?
I did not.
Skype chat?
Let me. The Skype chat. No, let me take a quick peek at that. You want to play it for everybody?
Yes,
Mike?
please
All
play
right.
this.
I will try.
This is one of my sweetos. This is Larry.
Okay, hold on. Let me pause this. We'll get this and hold on a second, buddy. Sorry, break. I wasn't prepared to actually play it for everybody.
No, it's fine. While you're doing that, while you're loading it, I've got more sweetos I can go ahead and do.
Go for it.
Canada, I love our neighbors to the north, our friends to the north. They were greeted by Marco Rubio, and they decided it'd be classic to give him a tiny little red carpet.
That's awesome. Hey, you got the red carpet treatment, you know. All right.
They trolled the fuck out of him. I love it.
Here is direct from Reddit, everybody's favorite. Just an old guy having a public dude moment of realization and newfound acceptance. You might have to explain a little more about this later.
Okay, let me go ahead and explain.
Okay.
Basically, this is in Wisconsin. I think it was Wisconsin, but people are coming to protest against the anti-trans bill that was being put into place, and this is hours and hours of people coming in and protesting it, and there are people coming in and supporting it too. And this is one of the guys who was called in here to support the bill.
Okay.
He was originally there to support the bill, and just go ahead and listen to what he said.
All right, here we go.
And this is an anti-trans bill he's going to support.
Okay, here we go.
All right, Larry, the floor is yours. You got 2 minutes.
First of all, I'd like to apologize to you people. I was invited here to give my support for Bill 401. I have very little knowledge of gay people and things like that there. So when I came here, my eyes were open. I was one of the critics that sat on the side and made the decisions there was only 2 genders. So I got an education that was unbelievable. And I don't know just exactly how to say this, but my perspective for people have changed. So I don't want to take up no more of your time. I'd like to apologize for being here, and I learned a very lot about this group of people.
Wow. Breakman, that's a great clip, dude. That's a guy who actually took the time, an older guy who took the time to learn. Imagine that, education.
Just listen to one another, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Great. Okay, what else you got, Break?
Okay, one last one, and this one will be she's only gonna get one. Only one. This is the only one she will ever get. But Nancy Pelosi wrote a letter directed at Chuck Schumer, basically calling him a coward.
Good.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was shocked that she did it too. Like, wait, she's on the right side of history on this subject? What?
Can't believe it.
I know. I'm completely shocked, but even she agrees that shutting down the government is better than empowering fascists.
Yeah. Well, now we know Chuck Schumer's a Republican. You know, I mean, at least we got that.
and we know Republicans aren't even Republicans anymore. They've gone so far right. They're just, they're I don't know what to call them. Like, I call them Nazis online just to start fights with them. But, I mean, Trump's playing by the Nazi playbook, but they're not there yet. There are a lot of them to do. I mean, are doing the violent stuff like that, but I don't know what to call them right now. Cultists, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people are just so lost that even no amount of words or listening will help them. But then there's guys like Larry who he'd been waiting there for hours, and he just sat there and listened to both sides, and he realized that, you know, like, trans people, it's not the same for them.
Yeah.
Not just man or woman.
Right,
you know?
right. I think it's a great clip, Break, and it shows that a lot of voters are just low information voters. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's I think what I got from that. I mean, you can take that argument and feel however you feel about it, but it just shows that a lot of people just don't have the information, you know, and that's
and I could give a good example of that too. Is I was on here, and I know I was laughing about it because I was laughing at their expense and stuff like that, but honestly it was a bad thing. And it was people were on the forums. It was how they're talking about banning conversion therapy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And most of them think that conversion therapy and transitioning are the same thing.
Right, and they're different. Yeah.
Yeah, those are completely different things. Like, those are the opposites at best, you know? Like, conversion therapy is bad. That's what you people want, you know? You people who don't like the transitioning, you want the conversion therapy, but then you think of the same thing, so you're saying, like, that's how horrible it is.
It's just lack of education. And Freak Five is exiled for sending me what I believe is a picture of a steak and ribeye and all kind. Fuck you, Freak Five.
Yeah, enjoy that one. Enjoy it now, because
you're not gonna be able to afford it for very long, buddy. So, you know. Okay. What else you got? Let's do rapid fire break, man, because that's it. Okay. That's it. Eric, did you have a Sweeto? Eric, are you there? Did we lose Eric? Hold on. Make sure Eric is still here. Yeah, Eric is still here. He's got it on mute though. That's what's going on. Eric, are you there? He's probably pooping. All right. Yeah, I'll go with my Sweetos then. All right, so I mentioned the tariffs, 200% on EU from Trump. Did he fall asleep again, Freak Vibes?
No, we hear him snoring.
No.
I'm here.
Okay. Did you have a Sweeto, Eric?
A Sweeto?
Yes. No. Okay. EU claps back with tariffs on goods, specifically targeting. Now, okay. I don't like the fact that it was specifically targeted for red states, but I think their point is going to come across, right? They are specifically targeting agriculture, stuff like whiskey from Kentucky, which Kentucky is the #1 producer of whiskey in this country. And Canada's doing the same thing.
This is the kind of level of petty that I find hilarious.
Yeah, I know. It is petty, but it is hilarious. But it is going to have...
it's going to suck for us.
Oh, man. I mean, things are going to be so expensive for us. Except for whiskey, which might actually be really cheap for us here. Because, well, the corporations are greedy, so but they'll find out if they price us out of whiskey, then they're really fucked. You know what I mean? Alcohol, cigarettes, weed. You do those type of things, and it's ripe for ripe for black market type shit. So just wait for it. It's gonna happen. And then you mentioned the Tesla stocks tanking, Breakman. I think it's so delicious that he's lost billions of dollars, man, and it could be the ruin of him, like completely. I mean, I don't think.
So speaking of businesses
in the United
tanking,
States making a sales pitch for him on the fucking Oval
Oh,
Office
I saw
lawn.
that. It was disgusting. What did you say, Eric?
speaking of businesses tanking, like there used to be a GameStop in Madison. The one in Asheville closed a while back, but now the one in Madison's closed.
Yeah, they're
So there's
closing
no
all
GameStops
over.
all around here. They're gonna be dead in a year.
You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to do this credit card thing. They're trying to sign everybody up to credit cards. Ugh, they're death spiraling. Yeah.
Well, I saw something that they were trying to do like a test market where they wanted to change their model instead of like all these toys and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
now that they want to be like used game stores, which
Like a
they already
retro
kind of
fest.
were.
which is how they.
But now they're
started.
retro themed.
Basically, they want to go back to how they started in the fucking first place.
Well, I mean, I think it's too little, too late, and I can't wait till they shut their doors down. I've been talking about it for years because they're the Gestapo, and they always have been. Okay, the way they treat their customer, I'll never forget that training video, Breakman and Eric. I don't know if you guys remember that fucked up training video.
Never watched it.
Oh, there was one about women, how to treat women in your stores and kids, and it was just fucking awful. It's so stupid.
I don't imagine it was. We know you we know you little incels are not used to females and everything, but behave yourselves.
So bad, man. So bad. Okay, this is something fun. Let's do this. We haven't done this in a while. It's a free-for-all. Suck it. Okay, we're going to do a free-for-all. And the free-for-all topic this week is the upcoming anticipation of the Switch 2. So there's a lot of speculation going on. Let's talk about it, Break and Eric. Break, what are your initial thoughts about the Wii 2? I mean, the Switch 2.
The Super Switch.
Yeah, the Super Switch. They should have called it the Super Switch. That would have been badass.
There's a reason for that, because they learned from the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nobody actually... Sure, it was successful, but I think it was successful despite the name. Because when it first came out, there was a lot of parents that were confused about the necessity of buying it.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So, Breakman?
And I remember my mom at the time was like, well, why are you getting in these systems? Like, none of your old games work with it? Like, that's stupid.
I mean, that's them just not understanding how technology works.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, before that, let me get to, I forgot Freak 5 Sweeto. He said on Sunday, I got a free bottle of whiskey. One of my DoorDash customers didn't answer their door, so I couldn't scan their ID. The app told me to take it back to the store and I would get $6. Store wouldn't take the return of alcohol, so the app told me to dispose of it. So I will dispose of it down my throat, and I still got paid the $6. And my free bottle of whiskey tastes better than I thought it would. It was $30 for a 1.75 liter plastic bottle. Didn't have any hope that it would be good, but I could have always used it as a mixer. But I tried it straight, and it was really good. All right, that's cool. What kind was it, Freak 5? All right, Breakman, your thoughts. Switch 2, buddy.
Okay, Switch 2. I definitely am looking forward to an upgrade in hardware. I'm worried about their... let me get into the things I'm worried about first so we can get into the good stuff after.
Yes, what are you worried?
I'm worried about their online because they're notoriously behind everybody else in online. Are they still going to do the same thing as they've done?
To be fair, Nintendo did do a big hiring spree a couple years back for online, and it was probably for the purpose of the Switch 2.
Okay, well that'd be great.
They're probably trying to fix their current infrastructure, and as well as getting the best parts they can for like internet connectivity.
Okay, see, I was thinking at the time.
And I think they could possibly be bringing Miiverse back as some kind of permutation of it, at least, because it won't exactly work the way it did on the Wii U.
Okay. Okay, that's good. I'm worried about. I guess the other thing I'm really worried about isn't even their fault. It has nothing to do with them. It's the economy.
Yeah.
Like, this might be the worst year to release a console when there's a president who's making 200% tariffs on shit, and he put some tariffs on Japan.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were for, but it's like Japan, like, they're under protection pretty much.
Yeah. Well, let me assuage your fears on that, Breakman. I think they couldn't wait any longer than this year, for sure, because of the bullshit going on. I wish they would have released it last year. I think they could have if they pushed it, and it might have been a little bit better for them. But Nintendo's going to be okay.
I don't know about that because there's been reports about what analysts have been saying about how its lineup will be the biggest ever in history.
Yeah, I never listened to those analysts, Eric, ever, because they almost always get shit
Well,
wrong.
I mean, they're probably overselling it. It will be the biggest in many years because simply consoles don't launch with gigantic lineups in the first place nowadays.
Yeah.
Hell, Xbox didn't even launch with one game for just the console.
And I actually, you know what, Breakman, they're better positioned than even Sony with the PlayStation. You know, the PlayStation 6, because the 6 is what, at least a couple years off.
I think 27 or 28.
Yeah, they're at least 2 years off. So imagine the economy then. So Nintendo is, I think they're well positioned, man. I think they're going to be okay. People will buy it. It will sell well as this first Switch.
Stuff like that. What about pricing? I mean,
The
we were
pricing-
speculating pricing was going to be high to begin with, but now with all these tariffs,
Well, I think
I think they'll somehow manage to sell it at 400 without a loss.
Yeah, well, no, it might be 500.
Maybe like a tiny bit of a loss, but
yeah.
So you think it's 500, Frank?
Unless they do a second model that's OLED, that'll probably be 500.
No,
or it'll be
I think
500, 600.
No, I think they have
Can
to.
we stop with the new models? Just
Yeah, I
only do
know.
that when you're replacing the old.
But I'd rather them just sell it with an OLED screen.
I agree.
Not have the separate. Maybe do one without an OLED screen later. I don't know.
Learn from Microsoft's mistake. The Xbox Series S was a bad idea.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
it's not going to be weak hardware wise. It's just
the screen. Yeah, here's my thoughts on it, guys. I mean, honestly, Nintendo's okay, but I think they got to come in at a $500 price point. It will sell because they just have a long history. Other than what was it, the Wii 2 or Wii U 2 or whatever, Wii U. Here's the thing. They're going to have to rely on their older systems like the Switch. They're going to have to drop the price of the Switch for the original Switch.
No doubt. I'm surprised they haven't already.
I agree. And I'm with you on that, Break. But
I think the OLED's cheaper now.
Okay,
But,
Eric, hang on.
What, $20?
They already lowered the price of the other Switches, but
Yeah.
they need to do more. I
No,
think.
but they're going to have to do way more. And Sony's going to have to do it with the PS5. They're going to have to sell PS5s below what they're selling the original PS5s for really, really fucking soon. If I was them, I would just do it as instead of a profit, a straight, just no profit, but you just sell them just to get them out there. And then they're going to have to rely big time on their developers to come out with more IPs and stuff like that for the previous systems. All three are going to have to. I mean, Microsoft's on its way out. I can see the writing on the wall. They're going to be the next.
I think if they make one more console, that'll be the last.
I don't even know if they're going to do that, Break. I really don't.
Yeah, I think they are phasing towards like a PC model. Right now.
I think they have at least one more in the pipe.
But
I don't
there
know.
Might be one more.
I'm skeptical of that. I'm skeptical of it. I really don't think that they are going to do it, especially because of what you're talking about, Break. I mean, those chips are made where? Taiwan and Japan and a few other places. And the tariffs are going to affect chips. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. So
it'd be funny if Microsoft actually works together with Nintendo to get an achievement system for the Switch too.
I think that's a possibility too, and I thought about that, Eric. I actually think that would be one of the biggest news stories ever. Nintendo takes over their console business, and they get all of that tech and all of their IPs. Like
I wasn't talking about that, but whatever.
I was like thinking along Eric's lines. What if they swapped? What if they
Oh,
did that, and then for them, Nintendo did like you remember how the Xbox had their characters, and then Nintendo used to have their
yep,
Mii's.
yep.
What if Microsoft or Nintendo did something like that for Microsoft?
Well, there's a thought, and Eric, I don't know why you're pissed off. This is a pure
Because I wasn't
speculation.
talking about. I was talking about
Okay,
achievement system.
you have
You
your
went off on,
speculation,
like, weird
Eric.
things.
Eric, you are allowed to have your speculation. I am allowed to have mine. Okay. What I'm saying is, I think that would be actually a good move. Not a merger per se, because it just couldn't happen with Microsoft but like a
Nintendo
strong.
will never sell to anybody.
I understand that. Never say never, Eric. Never say never, because if they're hurting at some point, I'm pretty sure that they would be interested in hearing offers. But here's what I'm saying. What if they did like a kind of a combination of everything everybody's saying here? Merge like systems, like video games can be only played on this system. Like I know you hate it, Break, and I hate it too. But the only way that they're gonna keep afloat, I mean, they do have a lot of great uh, properties like Halo and Gears and everything else, Fable and everything else on the Microsoft side. But what if like they give Nintendo a lot of you know exclusives like that? Like I know they're planning.
At this point, I'm surprised that the Master Chief hasn't been in Smash Brothers.
You know what? That is surprising. I'm really surprised by that. But yeah, a lot of crossover event type stuff.
I wonder how they'd make him play different from Snake, though.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they haven't had him in there, because they already have Snake, and then Sony's like, no, you're not putting them together.
Well, Sony can say that, but it's Nintendo.
Well, I don't think Sony had anything to do with that. That was Konami's decision.
Konami.
Yeah, that's true. I know it's true, but still, Sony, like, when you think about Metal Gear, you're associated with Sony.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. So yeah, there's plenty that can be done to stay afloat. You know what I mean? But I think the biggest thing that they can do now is drop the price of their current consoles, like all of them, because that's the only way that, I mean, the more consoles they get into people's hands, like just do a straight up, okay, if it costs Sony $300 for a PlayStation 5 to make and produce and get out on the shelves and sell it for that price. Like, you're not losing any money.
So $305, you'll make a $5 profit.
Yeah.
You win.
Something like that, like $325. You make $25 a console, right?
Like, we all know you don't make your profit off of the console, Sony. You make it off of software and off of your licensing.
100.
You've been failing at in the last 5 years.
I just got something. This is breaking news from Freak 5. Thank you, Freak 5. Appreciate that. He sent me this thing that says Tesla owners are now racing to trade in their cars before insurance companies make them uninsurable. One dealership employee posted, "We've had 5 people try to offload their Teslas today. One guy straight up said, I don't care about the loss. I just need it gone before my insurance drops me. This isn't just a boycott. This is the collapse of Tesla's resale market." So we were talking about Teslas earlier. You know what a lot of people are doing? They're putting different symbols on their Teslas, like Nissan.
I heard that. And I was thinking about, like somebody was saying something about, like, the employees of Tesla and stuff like that. And, like, really, like, they know who Musk is at this point. Like, they're still working for him. No, I don't feel bad for them losing their jobs.
Yeah, I know. Just fucking let it collapse.
It's like people at the bank losing their jobs. Like, yeah, it's sad people are losing their jobs, but you work for the fucking bank.
Yeah, I can't have any sympathy, man. I mean, you know, it's just like the developers cutting their.
Work for the bad guys. You losing your job you needed a new job anyway.
Yeah, it's just like the developers like cutting their low level employees, all the people that worked hard on their games, even though they made like record profit every fucking year. It's like pretty soon they're gonna have 5 people in an office trying to make a video game. You know, it's like crazy shit, man. Yeah, and that's happening in real time here.
Did it. Oh,
yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no, it's just...
You want modern games to be made by 5 people? That's not...
I know, but that's where we're headed, man. You know, it's FAFO. Fuck around and find out. So let's talk about the speculation on the hardware real quick, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. I think from what I've seen, pretty powerful system, man. Like they're gonna be able to play a lot of like high-end PS4 games on the PS2, some early PS5 type games on that system. So I'm actually really excited for this system break.
Yeah. What do you think? How long do you think it'll be before there's a new official Mario game? Because they obviously, I think there would be one coming out.
I'm pretty sure Mario Kart is going to be a launch title.
Mario
Mario
Kart.
Kart. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure there would be, if there was a brand new Mario game, that would have been what they would have showed on.
Yeah, Mario Kart they did show.
The Mario Kart's going to be a big thing. There's not going to be Mario Kart at launch or Mario at launch, but do you think there's going to be one by the end of the year?
Scotoma, I don't think Nintendo is going to go out like Sega. I think Microsoft is going to go out like Sega. I think they're just going to concentrate on PCs and their software.
Selling the Xbox as a brand.
Yeah.
Like the Xbox Game Pass. That's specifically.
Yeah. It's not quite what Sega did. It's sort of different.
Yeah, it is a little different, but it's kind of along the same lines,
Yeah. It's weird. It's hard to explain.
Yeah. But I think the Switch 2 is going to be phenomenal. I think you're gonna. Okay, one real quick thing that not a lot of people noticed about the game that they showed, the Mario Kart whatever version is latest 10 or I don't know, but that's gonna be a launch title. But
it'll be a 9 with the next one.
9, okay. 8 was phenomenal. 9's gonna be really really good. And something that I noticed about that video game. That game is gonna be phenomenal, man. Like the distance draw that they got is mind-blowing. So
maybe I'll actually be interested in playing a Mario Kart game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in it, man. I saw the little demo of it.
I didn't bother with buying 8.
I didn't either.
8 is good.
Either the Wii U or the Switch.
Yeah, 8 is good.
Was the last I really played.
Yeah, 8 is good, but man, I'm really excited for 9 because man, oh man, that it looks like it has horsepower. And, the draw, just everything is it looks pristine. So it's something to look forward to. You know what pisses me off, Freak 5 says, is that consoles don't come with games anymore. I agree, Freak 5. They always
really?
should.
You're mad about packing game?
Yeah, I am. It sucks.
You're buying a system, like you want something with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should.
Again, like if you buy like a CD player doesn't come with CDs. Right?
Yeah, that's true
too.
too.
Answer this. Capitalism.
Yep, capitalism for sure.
But they should remember when they used to come with like CD samplers. And,
yeah.
They should came with those demo discs.
Yes.
And stuff like
yeah.
Why?
When DVDs first came out, break, there was a lot of like sampler DVDs. Just like I don't know, like scenes of like wilderness and shit like that, just to get you excited for your player.
Well, what I'd see is for the eShop, when the Switch 2 comes out, for its eShop to have a bunch of trials for the games that it has available at launch.
That's fair, but I'm thinking more of the lines of like Sony, if they come out with a new console, to have something packed in like a 3-level or 4-level, like a more full game, but like a short game, like Astro Bot.
Remember back in the old PC days when you'd buy a PC magazine and they'd have like a bunch of demos, but then they'd also have a full game on there?
Yeah, I mean,
every month they'd give you a free game.
Even magazines would have like PlayStation Magazine would have like a sampler disc in there that you could plug in, and play some of the newer upcoming titles. Scotoma says, yeah, we need sample cartridges. Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, or either a digital code, like the new PlayStation comes with a digital code for like a 4-level Astro Bot game or some shit. I think that would be fucking awesome and show a lot of goodwill. I mean, stuff like that is, I don't know. Freak 5 says, I was a little annoyed when the PS just came out with a demo disc. Yeah.
At the time, because we were used to like buying a system and having a game with it, and it was always an awesome game. I mean, Sega Genesis was coming with like Sonic 2 and shit like that. And for it to come with just a demo, this was kind of like a step back.
I don't know if there ever was a packing game for the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo. I think they did sell SKUs by themselves, and then they had bundles later.
Yeah.
No, because the first Nintendo package included Rob the Robot.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we can lament about all that we want, but what do you think about the size of the new Switch? Do you think it'll be it's what is it, 25% bigger than the previous one?
It'll be thankfully lighter than the Steam Deck because that thing's a little too big for my hands.
Yeah.
I can't really play it for very long, just by itself. I usually just hook it up to the TV and play with a controller.
Yeah.
I need bigger buttons. Like I love the Switch, the Switch Lite, but those buttons are so itty bitty on it. Like I'm not a child. Like I need some bigger buttons.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there are third-party Joy-Cons you can buy that are bigger. But...
I like the third-party stuff way better, man. Like the Switch stuff, like what comes packaged in. It's one of the worst controllers, man. It's too small. It's like it cramps your hands because you have to almost curl your hands in. Like it's nothing compared to the Xbox and the PlayStation 5. I buy the Pro controllers because they're just better. You know, they're more PlayStation 5 or Xbox-esque. You know, so SNES came with Super Mario World. Yeah.
Did it though? I mean, I remember a SKU of that existing, but was it the only one? I'm pretty sure there was one just by itself.
No,
there might have been with the Super. I
don't think
honestly.
so, Eric.
I thought they came with a packing game because I know Sega did too.
Yeah, they did.
I know the original SKU of the NES did come with Rob.
Didn't the Genesis come with like Altered Beast, and there were others that came with Sonic?
The Genesis did, but I thought the Master System didn't come with a game.
I remember my NES was a SKU that came with Mario and Duck Hunt.
Yeah. SNES came with Super Mario Brothers.
It was a single cartridge.
If you got one with the gun, it came with Mario Bros and Duck Hunt. Yep. All right. That's all we got time for, guys. And any final thoughts on Switch 2 before we leave, guys?
I'm worried about the other thing with Nintendo. I almost forgot was Nintendo is notorious for having shipping issues and shortages and shit like that. Like, how bad do you think it's gonna be?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Scotoma says,
and there's gonna be less reason for the Switch 2 to have a backing game because you'll be able to play your old Switch catalog on it.
Yeah, that's true too. Scotoma says you guys also have to realize that when consoles came with games, it was about selling the consoles because not a lot of people were gaming at home. That's a great point, Scotoma. Great point today. You win chat today. Fuck you, Freak 5. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a new game we're playing.
Yeah, we're playing a new game, the best chatter of the day, and it's going to be between Freak 5 and Scotoma almost always. But yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Obviously, Freak 5. I think that the Switch 2 is going to be an amazing console. I hope people really give it a chance if they can. I mean, the economy's tanking, so we'll see. But yeah, Eric, any final thoughts?
I remember. I think the SNES we got for Christmas was the one that came with Link to the Past, and I think my mom bought Super Mario World separately.
Ah, okay, cool. All right, let's do our plugs. Breakman, plug away.
No, my mom got ours used, and we got two games, I think. I don't remember two. We had Mario World and Simpsons Nightmare, Bart's Nightmare.
Yeah,
that's not a good game.
Nope, not at all.
The stage where you get to play as the dinosaur was pretty fun, but the rest of the game was absolute garbage.
It's ass. It's like Friday the 13th was ass on the NES.
Yes.
All right, break plugs, please.
Oh, you can follow me at the Breakman on Blue Sky. Where it's mostly me posting pictures of cats, dogs, and complaining about Trump.
Yeah, real quickly, guys. Next week we're gonna have to have a short show. So, Eric, no news next week unless there's something really, really important. Because I got to be out of here by 8 Eastern time. So, yeah, I got it. I mean, either that or we don't. Yeah.
I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of news.
Okay. So. Yeah, maybe no news, and then we'll just go right into like Stinkos and.
Oh well, I tell you what I'll do. I'll do a reel if it's large enough for it.
Okay.
I had mine in Snow donated to me.
All right. Yeah.
We had we did have the robot.
Yeah. Also, the NS, if you got the robot, Rob the Robot, it had the game that used the robot, and if you got the pad, it had track and field. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Which was the precursor to like Dance Dance Revolution and all that
The
shit.
robot was so not fun to play with.
Oh no, the
He
robots
was
sucked.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Bastard.
No nudes. Boo.
Boo.
No, plenty of nudes, just no news. So we'll just do a shortened show, maybe a 45-minute show next week, and that's it. All right, Eric, your plugs, please.
You can find my written reviews on bostonbastardgrade.com, or you can listen to the audio reviews on the feed for the site. That's the RSS feed. I haven't done any new reviews since then, but I'm going to want to remind people of my Legend of Heroes Trails of Daybreak 2 review that's up on there. And hopefully tomorrow I'll have the Stellar Blade and Anton Blast reviews.
Yeah. All right, cool. Anything else?
But with the link to my Patreon, if you want to support me after watching that stuff and feel like you might want to make it easier for me to do more of that stuff, the little as $1 would help out, and my link is in my Blue Sky profile, which is at Eric RPG. You don't need to put in the .social anymore because you could just shorten it and just type in a search.
Cool.
And now you could just display that way.
Awesome. Let's see. The Crow in 4K is amazing. If anybody gets a chance to watch it, it's an all-time classic movie, and it's amazing in 4K. It's incredible.
If anybody is a fan of the Xenoblade series, Xenoblade Chronicles X comes out for Switch next week.
Ooh, that's cool. Freak 5.
So does Assassin's Creed Shadows, if you are more interested in that. Though.
Yeah, no thank you. I'd rather play Xenoblade. Freak 5 is exiled, son of a bitch. Watch my channel tomorrow, my other channel, Mexican Longhair. I'm going to be protesting Scientology. It should be a spicy one. So check that out. That's all I got for my co-host, Breakman the Bold, and Eric RPG. For myself, we are out. You guys have anything else?
The Suikoden 1 and 2 collection is good. Go play it.
Okay. All right.
Fuck Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, fuck Chuck Schumer, fuck Trump, fuck all politicians. They all fucking suck. How dare you, Freak 5, exiled, you son of a bitch. That's all we got. Stay safe this week. How dare you? You're exiled, Breakman, son of a bitch.
Oh, that's gotta be hard. I mean, I can't imagine that was easy to do.
Shamrock, she shaved her crotch into the shape of. How dare you?
Shamrock pattern.
I think that's what Freak 5 did, and he's trying to justify his micro penis with that. I don't know. All right, take care. Stay safe this week. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody. All right, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much, Scotes and Freak 5. We really appreciate you. Everybody on the archives, we appreciate you.